introduce James' brother Steve and his wife Amanda and their daughters Crystal and they were just great support for him too. I do have names of a few people that would like to say some things about James, and so if Martha Anderson want to...
Hi, I'm a voice from the past, and I met James. We called him Jimmy back then. I was just 12 years old, and it was the first day of school in 7th grade at Asa Mercer Junior High School. I'd been raised very sheltered and protected, so it was a huge step for me to go to this school where there were tons of kids that I'd never set eyes on before. I was in my roll room, and a girl behind me, for some reason, decided to say to her friend, "See that girl right there?" in reference to me. I hate her. I had never heard anything like that before. And when I saw her tight black skirt, tight classic sweater, hair ratted out, black around her eyes, and bright red lipstick, I was so scared. I didn't know if they were going to come after me to beat me up or even kill me. Serious. I didn't know what to do. I was basically stuck because I couldn't go home. Well, by 3rd period, I'd calmed down a little bit, went in, collected my pen and paper to begin to take notes when the bell rang. Now this was my introduction to Jimmy. A voice rang out toward the back of the room. "God, your legs are hairy." I knew he meant me. So I turned around because there was something about this voice was so non-threatening. And I looked and I saw these twinkly eyes and this big smile smiling at me, which was my invitation to go back and say hi. So I did, and I said, "You know, my mother won't let me shave my legs." So I bleached the hair, hoping that it wouldn't show as much. And he replied, "It shows." Well, I said, I thought that by bleaching it, it wouldn't really be that bad. He replied, "It's bad." Well then, I know what I'm doing after school. I'm going right home and telling my mother it's time to shave. And he said, "Good idea. Why, if I were you, I would do the very same thing." That was my introduction to Jim. And the thing about him was that with just those few words, he was able to change my day for the better. I felt loved and I felt special. And I came today because I wanted to honor this very great and wonderful man who stepped outside of himself, I know, every single day to touch people's lives, to care, to say hello, and change days for the better. And my prayer is that his legacy of giving unconditional acceptance is passed down to us. That we realize the times that we're living in, people are more frustrated, despondent, angry than in any other time in our lives. And with one smile, a nice hello, or a few words, we can help turn a person's day around. I believe Jimmy would agree with Dusty Springfield's song that more than ever before now, what the world needs is great love.
Thank you. Now we'll have a brief interlude from the Cadillac Wessels Club members that are here. We're going to do a moonwalk. I guess not. I do have a little Cadillac on one of the tables of tribute, too. Laurie Albertson, do you want to say a few words?
That's good. That's good. Hold on a minute.
You might be up here and don't know how to follow that. I'm Laurie Albertson, and I met James about June or July of last year. And we were in the Discovery shop, and we were both looking at this pair of green pumps. And we're looking at each other, and they didn't fit me, so he got but during that time, we just started talking. We hit it off, and I told him that my husband and I were renewing our vows after 25 years of marriage. And I was going to have my hair up in rolls, you know, like the 40s and stuff. And he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "You have to let me dress you." And I was like, okay. He looked confident, and we got to have this, you know, little special love affair till August of, he had me bring my dress over and shoes, and he brought me some little pink lace gloves, and I put the dress on for me. I remember he smacked me on the ass and goes, "Well, you're going to need some Spanx, but other than that..." He made me feel beautiful, and it was so funny because he kept saying, everywhere I was going, I need to be there. I need to be there. And I told him I was going to get my hair done at Vane. They were going to do the roll, and I'll never forget, I was sitting there in my apartment, or not my apartment, at my appointment, and he comes in, and I go, "What are you doing here?" You know? And he said, "I have to be here. If you're going to have it done in 40s, they need to know how to do it, and I'm not going to let them not do it right." So he and I sat there and talked and swore and laughed and got ready for this thing. It was 25th reuniting thing, and I think I fell in love more with him than I was with my husband. So I'm just really, really thankful to be here. I just feel like James is here, and I didn't know him as long as you guys, but when I walked into the Discovery shop on Thursdays when I found out, and I just was so grateful that I hadn't missed this. And thank you guys for doing this.
I am one of James's many vintage fashion sisters in this room today. I had the great pleasure of modeling with James for Seattle Goodwill, Seattle Children's Hospital, and Supercalifragilistic. We had too much fun. Oh. I used to tell him he was a better girl than we were. And I miss saying that to him. He's also a member of our vintage clothing club, and we had a lot of laughs there too. He's going to leave a big hole in all of these programs. But my main reason in asking to speak to you today at this event, James is the third person I have lost suddenly this year, less than 9 months. Didn't get to say goodbye, didn't get to say I love you, didn't get to say how you changed my life. I want all of you to go home, find somebody that you enjoy and has been a positive influence and you tell them. You tell them how important they are before you never see them again. Powerful stuff, but it has to be said out loud to their face. I hope you'll all do that today. Thank you.